Welcome to the Bravetalk podcast, where we interview your favorite UNC Pembroke personalities and keep you up to date on everything happening with Braves athletics. Here's your host, Dick Christie.
Welcome back to the Bravetalk podcast. We are excited to kick off a new year for 24-25, and what better way to do it than with one of our most decorated student athletes in the history of UNC Pembroke, and just an all-around great person, Anna Grossheim, also Anna Duncan, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But your professional name, Anna Grossheim, with all the accolades behind it, right?
Or Grossheim for now.
Or Grossheim for now.
We're working on it, but...
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Did you connect the dots when we asked you to do the podcast? You're like, oh, I don't want to have to do this on my birthday.
No, I really didn't realize that today was my birthday. You know, working nights, it just kind of overlaps. I'd have thought today was Wednesday when I woke up, so...
Every day's the same, right?
Every day's the same.
Serving others. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
What's that make you?
22.
And you're wise beyond your years. I always thought you were older than that.
They call me a grandma, so, on the team.
That's
Playing with a bunch of 17-year-olds, 22 sounds old.
It is. 5-year difference.
Yeah.
What's this new generation like?
They're very outgoing. I think this group that we have is super, super hardworking. Like, everybody came in ready to play, ready to push themselves, and they came in willing to accept the daunting task that college athletics is. So I'm really proud of them for working as hard as they have been, and I think they're going to be rewarded here soon with the scrimmages, getting some time playing and showcasing what they've been working so hard to do in practice.
You mentioned the scrimmages, so obviously Coach Anderson's been at this a long time and is very excited about the talent that not just we brought in, but what we return. So you guys are getting a chance right out of the gates with what I guess Catawba's 13th in the country in preseason poll. We've seen them in the postseason in the past, so talk a little bit about the matchups coming this week to get us tuned up for the season.
So tomorrow we're on the road at USC Beaufort down in South Carolina, about 3 hours south of here, and they're a Peach Belt foe that we've never played them before, so this will be the first time that we've actually seen them. They just recently tied Francis Marion, but soccer math doesn't work, so you know, just because they tied somebody that we play all the time doesn't mean anything. We're just going to go down and give it our best shot and then come back home for scrimmage on Saturday versus Catawba. It's going to be a rough one, it always is, but last time Catawba came here, we beat them, so we'll try and do it again this year.
That's right. And you mentioned USC Beaufort, new Division II school, really joined the Peach Belt, kind of taking our spot when we moved over to Conference Carolinas, so it'll be interesting to see what we get from them. And then you turn right around as we open the season with two nationally ranked teams. I think the 5th we open up with North Georgia, right, and then turn around on the 8th and Lenore Ryan. So 24th in the country right now for North Georgia, 8th in the country right now for Lenore Ryan. So talk a little bit about those teams and what excites you to be able to play that competition.
We love playing ranked teams. We always seem to do so much better against them especially when we're on the road too. I think my junior year, maybe, we went to Lenore Ryan when they were ranked 4th in the country, and we beat them on their turf. That was such a good feeling. But Coach likes to start the season hard, and it's a grind to get through it, but coming away with wins early in the season, especially when they're ranked, looks super, super good for postseason. It helps give us a higher ranking or a higher chance of being ranked in the region for postseason, favorable for NCAA. So start hard and come at them maybe before they get all their stuff together, and really give some confidence for us going forward too as we transition into conference play. But this is our hardest schedule. We have Lenore Ryan, North Georgia, Wingate, and Limestone are our 4 non-conference games this year. So we're loaded outside of the conference, but I appreciate the challenge, and I think it makes us better going forward.
And women's soccer is unique, and you guys play a relatively small percentage of your schedule out of conference, so they have a lot more weight. Not only does it dramatically improve our strength of schedule, but if you can sneak up and beat those teams, makes a big difference for postseason seeding. Now, it's hopefully not getting ahead of ourselves, but given your resume, 4 conference championships to this point, regular season and tournament, 7 All-American nods. What else am I missing athletically? 7 All-American nods if you count academic, because you were a brilliant student. We're proud of you for that.
Thanks.
But from a soccer perspective, you mentioned the newcomers. Talk a little bit about Mercy and the returners and just what you see in that core group of leaders.
So Mercy picked up her first All-American nod last season after coming off of a heck of a season. She had, I think, 19 goals, and at one point
second in the
was
country, I think.
second in the country for not just Division II, but all of the divisions across NCAA. It's insane. The girl's a baller, but hey, I get to rack up assists by feeding her the ball, so it helps me too. But she's looking good, performing well in practice. Eugenie Amidou, she's my co-captain this year, and her presence on the field has been so incredible this preseason up to this point. Just the effort, the resilience, the desire to make everybody around her better in practice is insane. Coach pointed it out yesterday at practice, just how whatever team Jeannie's on, that team is better. That team is going to win that practice drill, whatever you're doing. Just having those upperclassmen to kind of set the tone and let the underclassmen, the freshmen that are coming in, know, like, this is what we expect. This is the intensity that you need to be playing at, and I'm going to demand it of you. It makes them better. It takes a little getting used to and adjusting, but they're coming around, and now the freshmen, they're killing it. They work so hard, and I'm so proud of them. Try to drag them along with me. It's lonely at the top if you don't bring your friends with you, so anything that I do individual, it took a team behind me to get me there, and having Mercy get her All-American nod last year was so incredible. Hopefully we can get 3 of us this year, so that's the goal.
That would be good. Why stop there, right?
Yeah.
So you guys, very talented in the upper class, but actually outnumbered with newcomers this year.
Yes.
So what's the leadership challenge with that?
So we have 10 freshmen to 9 upperclassmen. So this is the first time that freshmen have outnumbered us. And Coach said prior to the season, he was talking to Jeannie and I on the phone. He was like, "You guys have to determine who's gonna who's gonna run the ship, who's gonna be in charge here, because our numbers are smaller. Can the freshmen come in, and what are you gonna do with that? Are you going to demand that they get better and come in at the same level as you, or are you going to, I guess, conform to what they are coming out of high school, which is a big difference from college. It takes getting used to. So are you going to bring them up, or are you going to settle?" And I think that we've done nothing but bring everybody up to the level that we are, and I think we've actually surpassed where we were last year. So I'm really looking forward to the season and what we're going to do.
We were talking before we started the broadcast, a book that we have talked about before. So you seem like you're focused right now on your leadership and sharpening those skills. What are some of the things you've been doing to try and make sure you're the best leader possible?
I've been doing a lot more reading. I didn't think
They
I'd
don't
have.
tell you that comes
I
with the
didn't
job,
think I would have
definitely.
time to read, but now I'm actually in grad school and reading my textbooks, and one for Dr. Anderson's class right now is about organizational management and leadership, but learning how to lead from within. If you don't know and you don't understand yourself, then how can you expect to lead others and expect them to understand you? So kind of looking at within, figuring out what my leadership styles are, how I carry myself, what my values are, what I want to see from my leadership, and then transitioning that onto the field, in the classroom, in the community, just trying to make everybody around me better, but not only when I'm there, I want them to be better in my absence too. So I think that's a good point of leadership. It's how can you make a lasting impression even after you're not with them physically.
Yeah, for sure. How does your team react in your absence, right?
Yeah.
Wise words from the sage 22-year-old as of today.
Barely.
So obviously, the better we lead, the better our team's going to be prepared. Important year for our team to be prepared and just go out there and react, because you guys actually have some pretty amazing team speed for Division II.
Oh, yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, where you think that's going to be a strength for us this year.
We are fast. We are fast everywhere. It's not just fast in the forwards. There is speed across the board. we're going to be very quick in the attack and then in the transition. And as long as we play big and play to our strengths, I think we're going to be very successful. Shakira coming in from England, she is a little speed demon over there on the side. And Key Patra, freshman from my high school, representing Garner. We got 2 of us on the team now.
You guys and Scotty McCreary.
Yes. But she's super fast off the acceleration, and she's killing it right now. I tell her every day just to keep doing it and don't worry about messing up. I mean, everybody messes up. It's how do you react when you do mess up. So I think they've kind of taken that to heart, and they're really showing it, playing with more freedom, not really so much worried about what other people are thinking about them. They're just out there smiling. I mean, that's when you play your best, when you're having fun. So I think the overall team atmosphere is super good right now. We're having fun playing soccer, and I feel like last year we kind of missed that. It was more of a business attitude, at least that's what it felt like for me. But this year, I mean, everybody's here just to ball out and have fun, and I really appreciate that being a senior, making my last year a good one. So fingers crossed we keep it up, but yeah, we got speed everywhere. We had a couple, I think we had 3 that ran sub 14-minute 2 miles this year, so
14 minutes kind of my mile pace. I just like to ease on through there. Wendy always wants me to speed up, but
dogs.
As long as I finish. Yeah, walking the dogs. Buddy doesn't like to run, so
I don't blame Buddy.
No, I can walk it in about 15. That's a good pace for me. So the speed translates obviously to what we hope is going to be a lot of success in conference. By the time this airs, I think it will be public with us being picked first in the preseason. I don't think that's a shock to anybody given what you guys have done the last 2 years. But talk about that. What are some of the team goals and where are you guys going this year?
Well, we've made it to the NCAA all the years that I've been here, minus the COVID year since they didn't have it. But we can't seem to get past the first round for whatever reason. It's just we get there and everybody's playing their hearts out, but it just seems like it's not quite good enough. So we really want to get over that hurdle, make it to the second round, to the third round, bring a regional championship home. I mean, that's the goal. Postseason is where we are really struggling. In conference play and in conference tournament, I mean, we're undefeated in Conference Carolina's tournament since we've been in it. Never lost a game, so knock on wood. We'll continue that streak, but it's how do you keep that same motivation, that same encouragement, that same desire to win, even in the postseason when you're distracted by finals, when you're ready for Christmas break, when you want to get home. I mean, it's just keeping the mindset where it needs to be, and I plan to this year to do a better job of that. I think that's something that I have control over, and if I can carry myself in a way that others can reflect it, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Good. Now, you mentioned that ability to really peak at the end of the season. That was a focal point. We had our Welcome Back Student Athlete event last night.
Yes.
Unique time when we have over 400 of our athletes in one place and not all going to different parts of the Southeast and different games. Talk about that environment and just what came out of that event.
I thought the speaker did a fantastic job, and she really engaged us, and I personally took a lot away from it. I know several of my other teammates did as well. The wrestlers and baseball and football, they were so into all of the different exercises.
The breathing
so
exercises,
I hope that they took away from it as much as what they were putting out. But it's really cool to get everybody together and just see all of our familiar friends and faces in the same field, or the same building rather, but we all support each other. Wrestling, I know, is a big supporter of women's soccer, so shout out to wrestling for making the other team miserable on the sidelines. Don't get kicked out because we need you. With sportsmanship. But yeah, we love having everybody out on the field. Track and field too, cross country. The boys come out all the time. They used to bring that skeleton out to home games.
I think Sir Reginald probably back out this year.
We love Reginald.
Yeah.
We got to get him out with some new gear. I'll keep that in mind. But it's awesome, the amount of support that is intertwined within athletics here. Everybody supports everybody, no matter what season you're in. Even if we're on break, winter sports, people come back, people support. So it's really awesome to see, and I think that family environment amongst the athletic department is awesome.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. So I would be a very poor podcast host if we did not talk about your professional life that has coincided with being a student athlete. So you mentioned service in the community with you serving as an EMT and a firefighter. There have been a number of articles. The university did a feature on you last year, which was cool. But talk about kind of where you've grown. Like what are you maybe what are you prepared to do now as a firefighter that maybe you weren't a year ago? Where are you going with that?
So, let's see, I don't know. I'll start with EMS because that's what I do more frequently. That's my part-time job, but really full-time if you consider the hours. Just no benefits, but it's okay. So I came out of high school with my EMT, and then my sophomore year here, I dual enrolled with Robinson Community College, and I got my advanced EMT, which comes with greater responsibility, an expanded scope of practice, more skills, just more knowledge in general to help better care for your patients. But once I was confident as an EMT, it was like, okay, I want to do more. So next step up, now I can start IVs, innovate, give meds, run a truck on my own, obviously with my partner, but we do it a lot here since we're usually short-staffed, so we'll run intermediate trucks pretty frequently. But just getting confident in yourself and trusting your skills, trusting your knowledge, even when you're in really, really messed up situations. But I think that's transitioned and helped me on the field too, just trusting myself and knowing that you've been doing this your whole life. Like, it's okay, just breathe, you know what to do, just do it. Helps me center myself more, and I think that it goes both ways. Definitely had some situations where it's like, oh crap, but we fix it and it's okay, we get through it. But after I finish here, depending on if I decide to go the pro route or if I go get a normal job, I would go get my EMT paramedic certification and work towards critical care, hopefully to get on a helicopter one day. I mean, that's pretty much as high up as you can go. But those people, if you're getting on a helicopter, they need you. So I'd like to get to that point at some point and just continue to do the best that I can in every aspect of life. And then as for firefighting, we're a volunteer organization through Red Springs, but we do have part-time people. So prior to the season, over summer, I was working part-time there, but they work 8 to 5. So now I'm just back to volunteering and doing my internship there right now. So getting hours for school and just helping keep all the trucks and equipment in order, making sure everything's in date, stocked, and ready to go in case we get a call on the EMS side there, because they also run EMS calls. But
So you
haven't
talked
had
about-
any burning buildings to run into lately.
Not lately.
But
That's a good thing. That's good for our
knock
county.
on wood, maybe we don't have one tonight while I'm in bed, because that's the best time.
On call is tough. So you talked about some of the mental preparation, or the things you face as an EMT. Are there any synergies between your mental preparation and soccer? Like, have there been things as an athlete that have helped you to deal with the stress of that career profession? Because that's a big focus for us. Obviously, our top goal is to make sure you guys are ready for the workforce. So are there any things where you've seen, hey, because of this strain I've been under as an athlete, I was more prepared for X?
I mean, as an athlete, you're pretty much in a constant state of strain. I mean, you're constantly putting stress on your body, on your mental, on everything. So learning to live comfortably in that state has helped a lot. Learning to trust your teammates, to trust those around you, that they're there to help you, there to make you better, that they've got your back. When you're on the ambulance, it's you and your partner, and that's it. So you really have to trust that person and get to know and understand how they work, and then hopefully you guys work together fluidly to do what's best for your patient. But same thing for soccer. Got to work with your teammates. Chemistry on the team is a big thing. Working together to try and put the ball in the back of the net and then keep it out of yours. So I think those are the two biggest things. But
Good stuff. Good words of advice for all those 17-year-olds on your team and other teams, right?
don't get scored on.
So my word of advice to you, this is not going to be your last interview, either here or when you turn pro. So it's always good when you have an interview to be able to give your spouse a shout out. So
Oh, yeah.
I understand you got married this off season. Congratulations.
I did. April 28th, up in the mountains. We had a very small wedding with some family and close friends, but it was perfect. The weather was great. Everybody was about as boohoo crying as I was, just super happy to be there. And I couldn't have asked for a better day. But yeah, Josh is at home in the bed because he worked last night, so he's sleeping like an angel, I hope. But he works so hard, and he does a super, super good job caring for me and providing for us while I'm trying to live out my dream. So hopefully, if I get the chance to go play after college, he can come with me and be there every step of the way. We've talked about it, and I think we're in line with our thoughts on it. Looking forward to traveling and
Now,
getting into...
for those not aware, what are some of the most likely professional opportunities in women's soccer?
We just started in the United States the USL Super League. So it's a first division league, which is in line with the NWSL. Top league in the country, but now we have two. The USL does not do a draft, and then the NWSL also just did away with the draft out of college. So it's all tryout based.
I didn't know
And I would really like to try out for the team in Charlotte if I get the chance. The old Wingate coach is the assistant coach there, so Jack, if you see this, I'm looking for you. But yeah, they have 8 teams now. This is their inaugural season, so they're kind of trying it out, testing the waters, and then next year they're set to add 8 more. So there'll be 16 teams, primarily on the East Coast and then in the Midwest, and then I think there's 2 on the West Coast. But
that's awesome.
I would love the chance to try out for any of those teams in the league. I'd be willing to go anywhere. Whoever's willing to give me a shot, I'm willing to take it. So.
Well, that was a great spouse shout out. So keep that one in the memory banks for your pro interviews, and I'll wait until the season to wish you luck on that. But I know you got a lot of decisions coming up, so kudos on having options. That's always a good thing. There's been a number of changes in the women's game, particularly on the officiating side, with how they're going to officiate, like the sidelines and the coach's box and red cards
Lars
and things.
is thrilled about the coach's box.
Talk a little bit about those changes and what you think of where the game's headed.
I don't know. I understand that the AR needs room to see on the sidelines, but I feel like they're taking the fun out of it. I mean, Lars and his coaching box, I'm sure he's going to get in trouble multiple times for stepping out of it because, I mean, you know. But they've even pushed back.
In his defense, we also have a tight sideline.
We do
Our
have a tight
benches
sideline.
are very close to the sideline.
But the box for the players is even further back than the box for the coaches. They have to stay basically on the bench, and I really love the bench atmosphere that we have on our team. I mean, I hate using the term bench because they're just as important as we are. They are constantly encouraging, constantly cheering, yelling in our favor. I feel like it's taking away from that. It's forcing them to sit more on the sidelines, and I think that they should get the chance to be just as involved, obviously with respect to the AR, but
Right.
I wish that they could be just as close as they've always been.
They're going to have to be 2 paces louder now, right? Just like we were talking about the acoustics on the mic. Just gotta get closer, right?
I think they can. They're pretty rowdy people, so.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. Your dad is one of the best fishermen that I've seen and not met. I look forward to meeting him. Talk a little bit about.
You guys have the same name too, right?
Yes, he is King Richard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Until proven otherwise.
I already know he's a good man based on what I've seen. But talk about him and his fishing prowess.
Oh, pretty much any time I go home, we go fishing. Like my dad and I, we used to go fishing before we go to school. Back when I was little, whatever we caught, we'd keep it, take it home, and cook it for dinner. So I grew up fishing with my dad. It's our happy place. It's something that we do any chance that we get. Just being outdoors, really, but fishing especially, has really been something that he's become really good at. Obviously, in the pictures on Facebook and everything, but I'm yet to catch anything like that when I go with him. But I'm hoping maybe we'll get the chance to go again soon. He's just really knowledgeable on the water, and every time you go out, it's how can I make this the best day for my daughter? It's really good time, and it doesn't have to be fishing, or it doesn't have to be catching, rather. Fishing and hanging out. You don't catch something every time, but
It looks like he does.
it looks like he does.
Yeah.
He does. I don't, but Yeah,
Well, that's good. That's good media coverage for you to shoot for, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in a statewide publication
Yeah.
because of how unique his king mackerel catch was. So it's pretty awesome.
They weren't even fishing for king mackerel. They were fishing for cobia.
That's
but
impressive.
yeah, that's not even the first one he caught. He caught another one, same time last year, just as big of a smile on his face.
Well, as the fishermen know, no wire leader catching king mackerel. That is good fortune there. So that's good stuff.
I think we ate off of it for a while.
Oh,
I think we finally finished it, but
that's awesome. So anything else for the fans out there that they need to know about you or about the season?
you can find the schedule online.
UNCPBraves.com.
Braves.com. Yep. /soccer.
That's right.
/schedule. Maybe. I don't know. Might have made that up. Sounds good though. But
/calendar. But
yeah.
the main page has a one-click away, so they'll get it.
Love to see people out at the field, and if you can't watch in person, then we also broadcast all of our games. And I know my grandma watches from Florida. Shout out to Grandma Grossheim down there, holding it down on her couch with her little dog, and she always has her little Pembroke Braves scarf that we have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she'll actually be here for senior night, so I'm super excited to have Grandma come up for a game. She usually tries to make one a year, but it'll be really special to have her there on senior night, so I'm excited to see Grandma. She's about to be a great grandma ×2 again. Both my cousins are pregnant.
That is cool.
Well, one's pregnant, one's a guy, so his wife's pregnant. But
well, she picked a good game to come to. That will be a big celebration of everything you've accomplished. But Anna, happy birthday. Good luck this season, and thanks for hopping on the podcast with us.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.